distinguished chairs of the Regional Seas Conventions and Action Plans, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to address the representatives of the regional seas and the partners from around the world. We meet when the world is at a crucial stage in its journey towards agreeing on a universal set of sustainable development goals and agenda for the next 15 years. By next September 2015, the heads of state are expected to meet in New York to agree, and it will be a historic moment of unity in an otherwise world fraught with crisis. 3 weeks ago, the General Assembly endorsed the incredible work that has been done by the Open Working Group on SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, and has agreed that it will become the backdrop, the baseline for its negotiations towards this summit. They have adopted or recommended 17 goals that are incredibly comprehensive. They cover almost every environmental issue, every developmental issue, and in some cases, humanitarian issues. Many of the goals are transformational. Many of them are balanced between the social, economic, and environmental dimensions of sustainable development. In addition, they have agreed to 167 targets that provide a very wide range and coverage of all the agendas that many multiple stakeholders have brought to the forward, from governments to civil society to private sector. But a lot more work needs to be done. First, the global agenda itself needs to be negotiated, fine-tuned, refined. And there are certain key elements that are still left to do. One is that we have to make sure that the global agenda builds on existing commitments. And in that sense, the role of the Regional Seas Conventions is crucial. Are the goals and targets that have been proposed building on commitments already made? Also, we need to be looking at whether these goals and targets are truly integrated. Do they bring the social, economic, and environmental issues together into a whole package so as to address the root causes of the problems and, in that sense, arrive at sustainable, irreversible development and progress? Thirdly, the targets very much need a lot more work in terms of becoming more measurable, more time-bound. Indicators have to be developed. And finally, we have to find ways to make this entire package, this complex, wonderful package, as communicable and easily understandable by policymakers, citizenry, and everybody that we expect to be involved in its implementation. And while the global agenda is being negotiated and fine-tuned, many of us, many existing institutions, such as yourselves, need to also look and be prepared on how to implement these goals. There are at least 4 key elements to your deliberations that I would like to suggest. The first is that once the global agenda is set, member states, nations will see how they can translate that into nationally appropriate agendas and actions. In that process, it is vital that the regional aspect is not forgotten. It is vital that issues that require transboundary cooperation, transnational implementation are fully taken on board as priorities, and the role of the regional seas is crucial in this regard. The second issue is that of technology transfer, which member states have identified as being a very transformational issue. Technology transfer happens in many different ways, and we know that the regional seas and your projects have in many ways become vehicles for technology transfer. We in UNEP will be conducting a review of a sample of technology transfer mechanisms so as to see how best these can be translated for the SDGs, what are some of the lessons for structuring some of the mechanisms. And we hope that you colleagues will be with us as we develop and conduct this review. A third area is in terms of financing for sustainable development. As you may be aware, there has been an intergovernmental committee that was established by the General Assembly to look at the issue of finance. They have come out with a very comprehensive report, and I urge you to read it. This report states that while ODA is a very important component of development financing, we must not forget that there are also domestic sources of public finance, domestic sources of private finance, and international sources of both public and private finance, and that all of these need to be brought forward if we are to truly achieve the ambitiousness of this agenda. Again, what is the role of the regional Cs in leveraging all 4 of these types of finance? And finally, the issue that is at the foremost of member states' mind is that of monitoring, reporting and accountability. And again, I look to the regional Cs conventions. You already have very strong existing, sometimes mandatory mechanisms for compliance, for reporting, for accountability. Those are very strong lessons that need to be extracted and presented to the world as models for future action. And I look forward to your help in this. So as we go forward, I'm leaving you with quite a few questions that your help will be crucial to assist us with. And UNEP will be continuing to assist member states in fine-tuning the agenda and becoming prepared for its implementation. And the role of the Regional Cs Conventions is going to be absolutely crucial in this regard. I look forward to the deliberations of your meeting. I wish you the best of success, and I look forward to continuing my interaction with the executive secretaries and the coordinators. I wish I could have been there in person, but I very much trust that you will have a very good meeting, and I look forward to the results. I wish you success. Thank you.